Hello, my name is Zach, and I'm coming to you from the Create Lab at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm going to show you today how to make a simple, what we call an Audiovista, using 360-degree images, meaning an experience that somebody can view on YouTube, either using a computer or a tablet, an interactive tablet where they can look around like this, or on a phone with a Google Cardboard viewer, so they can put the phone on their head, look around, and be inside of an experience. And while they're looking around, they'll be hearing some audio related to what they're looking at. So let's get started. There are two main ingredients to make an Audiovista. You've got some audio and you've got something to look at. I have arranged my audio over here. I've given descriptive names to all my audio files. And I've got descriptive names as well of all of my 360-degree images. The first thing we need to do is actually modify these images to reduce the slight difference between the format that iMovie wants to export things in and the format that the images are natively in. So I'll open this first one by double-clicking. It's going to open in preview, which is fine. The image looks pretty strange, and this one was taken in a tunnel. That's a car zooming past. You'll notice all this distortion. This image format is called equirectangular, and it is exactly twice as wide as it is tall. It is a projection of a spherical world, the world taken from the perspective of the 360-degree camera. This one, by the way, was a Ricoh Theta. That's the camera I used, and makes that spherical world into a rectangle. It obviously introduces a lot of distortion. We actually need to distort it a little bit further because this is exactly twice as wide as it is tall, like I said. And to make a movie using iMovie, we want it to be in a ratio of 16:9, which is close to 16:8, twice as tall, but not the same. We're going to have to adjust it. How will we adjust it? Well, pretty simply, adjust size. So I'm going to turn this into pixels instead of percent. I'm going to unlock the lock. Right now, the image is 5,660 wide, 2830 tall. That ratio is 2:1. I need that ratio to be 16:9. So I'm going to use Spotlight to figure out our new ratio. Sorry, I'm hiding the word. So 56, I'll just put this down here. 5660 divided by 2830 is indeed 2, but we don't want it to be 2. We want it to be equal to 16 divided by 9. We want it to equal 1.7 repeating. So how are we going to do that? We have to do the math. We have to figure out, I like to keep the width the same and just change the height. So 5660 times, in parentheses, 9/16, that should give us the new height of 3,184, we'll just round. So 3,184 should be our new height. And I'll put 3,184 into here. I'm going to re-sample the picture. And now let's see what we have. 5660 divided by 3,184. Let's see what that is. 5660 divided by 3,184. Indeed, we've achieved the ratio we wanted, 1.7 repeating. So that's 16:9. We're going to have to do that same transformation to all of our pictures just to make them a little bit taller so that they have a different correct ratio. So I'm just going to remember this number, 3,184. And I'm going to do a batch edit of all my pictures. I'm going to open all of these in preview and make them all 3,184 tall. I don't know why some of those open separately, but whatever. I'm going to select both of these, make sure that they're 3,184. And then I'm going to save these. When I close it says, do you want to save? And I'll say yes. Didn't even ask. How rude. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. Selected all the pictures. 3,184. The audio I've already edited. So these are short and sweet audio clips that match the pictures that are either narration or some other kind of useful information about the picture. So I'm going to stitch these things together in iMovie. Of course, I'm doing this on a Mac, and the steps on PC won't be the same. It'll be the same generic idea, like you start with this and end up with that, but not the same software. I begin by making a new event. It's kind of a weird workflow, but I found it works the best. I'm going to call it Audiovista. Now this is an event with no things in it, so I want to import media into the event. And I'm just going to go to my desktop. I've got my images. I'll select all those and import them. And I'm also, into this event, going to import the audio. Also on the desktop. Oops. Audio. Import all that as well. So we're putting all of the necessary audio and photographs in the same place. It's really, really good to have good names for your audio because it allows you to tell the audio apart from each other. Now we've got this event with the media in it. Now I will make a new movie. It really helps if you do it in this order, I've found. I don't want a theme, and I'm going to call it Audiovista Exploring Pittsburgh. And notice this event. I'm selecting the event I just made. All that stuff in it. Okay. Now this is pretty straightforward from this point. I don't know quite what order I want to put these in. I think I'll start with the fountain. I'm going to drag this fountain down here. And now we've added the fountain to the timeline. And it's going to be a still image. And I just want you to see the default setting that iMovie is going to do. If I play this, this is called the Ken Burns effect, and it's nice if you're making a regular slideshow. It ain't nice if you're making an Audiovista because this image needs to be preserved intact in its original dimensions as much as we can. So I'm going to turn off cropping and go to fit. Fit should make this look right. I'm a little concerned by this black bar on the top and on the bottom. Not sure why it's doing that. Don't want to do that, don't want to do that. Interesting. I wonder if this movie is not 16 by 9. Might have to check up on that. So I'm just going to zoom out a bit and put my other pictures down here too. So let's say we go from the tunnel down to this cool kombucha place. And actually, I'm going to start by going to the park. I'll just push this in here. Oh, the order is extremely easy to change later. I'm just dragging stuff down. Then we'll go to the tunnel. And we've got the fountain, got the park. I want to end with the gallery. And we'll just put this one here in the middle. Okay. Now what I've done is move pictures in order. And if I were to play the movie we've got right now, hit play, it's going to go through the first few seconds. Notice that second picture, that's the one I fixed, turned off the cropping, turned off the Ken Burns. I have to do that to all of them. I'm holding down the command button while I select multiple things so I can turn off and do fit to all of these images. So that now if we just play it through, pretty simple, pretty boring slideshow. It looks boring to us because we can't look around inside of it because the images are fixed. The final viewer will be able to look around inside of it. Say, this ratio is correct. There's no black margin at the top and bottom. This one's incorrect. And I'll just proceed with this incorrect thing so that you'll see the difference in the final product. But you'll know that you want the images to be like this one is, and fill up the entire screen. Okay, we've got pictures. This is our audio. And if we want to sort our audio out, I wish it would show us the names, but it doesn't. But I can just hit the space bar while I'm in here. and just start hearing it. I actually know everything I recorded by sound, and this is recording in the tunnel. So I'm just going to drag this audio down below the tunnel. Aha, the name shows up only once I've dragged it. Now let's look at what happened here. The Armstrong tunnel recording, about 50 seconds long, 44.9, and I want to match it with the beginning of this, but I'm just going to zoom out of the timeline bit. What I want to do is make that photo match the length of its recording. So I'll just go like this, and they sort of match up end to end. So we will see that picture for 45 seconds, and we will hear the sound for 45 seconds. Notice this green bar, or sorry, orange bar tells us we've already used this clip. This one, let's see what it is. It sounds like water to me, and that water was at the fountain, this picture. So I'm going to drag the audio, same idea. You can double click it or single click it, drag it down, and I have to stretch this out again to match the audio. It kind of does this weird jumping around thing right here at the end, but you want it to look like that. And I'm going to proceed through and do the same with the rest. Okay, now look what we've done. We've got a movie which is made out of still images, and under the still image is some audio. So if I were to just start this at the beginning, okay, we're going to have 13.8 seconds of sound of Panther Hollow, and it should be that when we get to the end of this, it is going to just hop to the next picture. I don't use transitions, but you certainly could if you wanted them. iMovie and other software make that easy to do. Okay, so I'm going to trust that that movie will play. The whole movie is 3 minutes and 31 seconds long. Okay, that is all the assembly I want to do. I'm not going to bother with putting a title in front, transitions, any other things you might want to do. Of course, you could at this point. As far as iMovie or your editing software is concerned, this is just a regular movie. So you can do anything you want, crossfade, whatever. I'm going to, and iMovie calls this share, but I'm really wanting to export as a file. It's going to export that, and I'm going to see the progress in this little circle in the upper right. Usually, it doesn't take real long to do this because the movie, functionally in this case, only has 6 different frames. It just has to keep playing the same frame over and over and over. Great. I just got this little share successful thing, and I'll click on show, and let's see. Showing nothing. How exciting. Okay, I'm just going to go straight to the desktop where I saved that. There it is. And just to double check, I'm just going to open a quick view preview thing of it. It might still be taking its time. I'm going to just hit the space bar and see if we see a little preview. Yep, there's my still movie. There's some audio underneath it. Notice, please, the black bar on top and on bottom. That is a mistake again. It's not good. Some of the pictures, like this one, don't have that mistake, and you'll see a difference in the final product. So you'll see what to do right and what to do wrong. We're almost ready to upload this to YouTube, but not quite. What we need to do is actually what's called injecting metadata into this file. We need to slightly change something about the file. It's a very simple process, but it takes a special piece of software, and I'll insert a link so you can get that software. It is called Spatial Metadata Injector. Spatial Media Metadata Injector. I'm going to launch that. It's a piece of software written in Python, and it works across platforms. And this is all you got, pretty little. Just open your file. This was written for the specific use of YouTube. Just going to go back to the desktop and select the movie and click open. And it says, okay, I opened it. And all you have to do is check this box spherical, and it understands that the projection is equirectangular. Do not check that box unless you have shot a stereo film. But if you're using a regular consumer camera like the Ricoh Theta or the LG 360, you haven't shot a stereo film. You've just shot a spherical film. And then you just have to save as. And the default is the name of your movie _ injected. That's fine by me. I'll click save. It thought about it, it did it, and notice that new file just popped up over here, successfully saved. That's it, done, quit. The file did not get bigger. The size of this file is 177.1 megabytes. The old file, same thing. It just did a very tiny little bit of metadata. It's basically inserted some instructions so that YouTube will understand this is a 360-degree video and present it as such. That's all it did. And from here, all you do is upload this video to YouTube, which I will do, but there's plenty of tutorials on how to do that. And then I'll show you what the final product is gonna look like when you have completed. Okay, so this is what you end up with when you make an Audiovista. You have an image that the viewer can look around inside of. They can look in any direction they want. Aha, that's the black circle I was talking about at the very top and the very bottom. And that's going to appear on the images where I did not resize the image properly. The viewer can look wherever they want. I've made this with still images. However, you can do exactly the same process with 360-degree video. You will import video clips into iMovie and everything the same. It's the same idea. Here it is. It's not super exciting, for the most part, to view these images on a computer screen like this. You can use your hand or the W, A, S, and D keys to move around. It's a lot more exciting to use. I'm just going to turn down the volume. It's a lot more exciting, a lot more interesting to use a tablet or a phone, better yet, a phone using the Google Cardboard system so that you look around inside of the experience and it's like you're really there. That's it. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you are welcome to put them down in the comments and I'll be happy to do my best to answer them. And I hope you make something interesting and exciting and bring some people to some cool places.